My name is Chente Cisneros. I'm a white nationalist and I have a list of grievances to the world. If my demands aren't met in the next 48 hours, I blow up a trans hospital. Can I say that? I'm just joking. But that was a joke. This is all parody. But the Industrial Revolution has been a mistake for humanity and mankind. We have become divorced from nature. We do not know what it's like to be human. We live in a consumerist society, and we all pay the price. These whores and politicians will be calling out for us to save them, and I'll whisper, cringe.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Garbage Man Podcast!
It's good. I don't even know why we wear headphones.
Why?
Like, we're always peaking. Not really. But we are back after a long hiatus. Now, I hate when YouTubers talk about how long they've been gone. And, oh, sorry, I've been gone so long. We've had this and that going on. I don't give a shit, okay?
You're a loser. I don't care about your mental health. Go outside and get some sun, bitch.
Make my content.
Yeah.
Get back to the kitchen and make my content.
Slave.
Make me some content.
If you're not going to be making me content, go ahead and just start working at Chipotle and make me a scoop bowl. Scoop me a bowl. Give me some hamster food.
But we've had a lot of amazing things happen recently that we need to talk about, and or that I want to talk about. Star Wars style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't care about that.
Marvel style.
I don't think anybody cares about that.
They do.
Not really.
And they're listening on the daily to live streams.
All right, go ahead.
About the same
start
shit.
With Star Wars. Start with Star
over
Wars
and over.
I can't wait to talk about my favorite franchise that I just love so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you? Yeah. What do you think about the new slate of upcoming movies? We've got the Rey.
Well, how many are there? Tell me which one. Which one?
We've got the Rey sequel, episode 10, basically.
Oh, I didn't even know about that one. Keep going.
We've got the James Mangold apparently making The First Jedi, a prequel about the very first Jedi.
Okay, that might be okay. What's the next one?
The other one is I forget, but I think it takes place.
The
Ahsoka movie. Yes.
Don't care.
The one that's going to end all of the shows, tie together all of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows that have been Boba Fett, Kenobi.
To the 4 listeners in the audience, can you just type 1 in chat if you give a remote fuck about Star Wars or the MCU at this point, so we can let us know? And I'm convinced that no one gives a shit anymore. I don't give a shit, and I don't like talking about stuff I don't give a shit about because it just brings negativity and this disgusting attitude that I don't really feel like expressing right now. But if we must, we must. Go ahead. The pod. Let me.
Okay, now don't lie, Vince.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember me telling you that they're going to do a sequel to the sequel trilogy with Rey eventually? Remember, and I said
you never said it. You never said it would be this soon. You never said it would be this soon.
I said 5 to 10 years out.
Oh, that might be exactly right.
And it's going to come out, like the earliest the Rey movie could come out
in 5 or 6 years.
It's probably like 2 to 3 years from now, which would make it. Dude, okay, think about this. When do you think the original trilogy ended? In 1987.
Okay.
And
began again
Phantom,
in like 1998,
the Phantom
99.
Menace is 99. Yeah.
Yeah, 12-year gap.
So yeah, 12 years. What do you think of that? And then the prequel trilogy ends in
05,
and then
comes back in 10 years, even shorter.
2016, I think.
I thought you might be right, 11 years. Yeah, but even shorter.
Exactly. So now we've got roughly 10 years again, because it's shorter this time, but it'll probably be around a decade between sequel trilogies. Because I
don't think that's fair though.
What was Rise of Skywalker? 2018? 2019? It came out the same year as Endgame?
Probably.
Okay, that's wild. But there you go. There you have it.
But in December, not in the summer.
Yeah, Endgame came out in
the summer of that year.
Okay, and I think Star Wars came out in December.
Yeah, they always come out in Christmas time.
Okay, there you go.
Well, I mean, the sequel trilogies have. I remember. The prequel trilogy was doing the summer thing, because I know at the very least the episode 3 was in the summer because I went to go see it in like May or June or something like that. But I just don't give a fuck. I don't give a flying fuck, and that really does suck to say because I did have genuine interest in the franchise about 3 years ago. Mando season 2 was mid. Han Solo fucking sucked. I know you like that one, which is wild because you usually have more standards than I do.
No,
you said it was cool.
I think it's not bad.
Rogue One was.
I just don't think it's bad. Like I thought it was going to be terrible.
I think it is terrible.
Just because they fired Lord and Miller.
Rogue One was okay. I didn't even bother watching.
Rogue One is the one I think is actually not good.
That's crazy.
The forced camaraderie between the team, the boring lead.
I think it's fine. It's inoffensive to me.
That's the one where I'm like, I don't know why people like this one.
Because it's not as pervasive or disgusting as the tripe that they come out with now.
Solo feels more cohesive than that. That which also had like director. That also had they took Gareth Edward out of. They locked him out of the editing room because he didn't want to. He didn't want to put in as much of the reshoots as the forced reshoots. And so they locked him out and had one of the producers editing the movie.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows, dude. The producer has a creative mind and a creative eye. They're the real creative force behind these projects.
Well, this producer had actually directed movies and stuff before.
Who?
It was the guy who did, like, the last X-Men movie. He was a producer. I'm pretty sure he had done Simon Kinberg or something like that.
Which last X-Men movie?
The last one. The
Days
very,
of
very
Futures
last
Past?
one. No, the one with
New Mutants?
The one with Magneto on the train.
First Class? Dark Phoenix?
Dark Phoenix, yeah.
Disgusting.
Yes.
Disgusting.
Somehow that guy was involved.
Does anyone give a fuck about the X-Men prequels?
With
James McAvoy?
Yeah,
but the only good one is the first one.
It had fans. No, people really love the second one
with Quicksilver.
Yes,
but that's Days of Futures Past. That's like the mainline X-Men storyline. That's kind of. I mean, it is. It does have.
Well, they bridge the gap where they have Magneto's actually talk. They have the two Magnetos talking to each other in the movie. Like that was sick in the trailer. I thought that one was pretty cool. I thought that they were going.
Like James McAvoy as Professor X.
I thought that they were going to use that crossover to
definitely don't like Jennifer Lawrence at all.
No, as a young Mystique, I think she was good, but as like fully adult Mystique, like she's not Rebecca Romijn, but she's supposed to be like the prequel to that character. But also, no, James McAvoy. I thought he was good in the first one.
He's just one of the most unimpressive actors that have ever graced the screen. I don't think there's anything wrong with him, per se.
But he's a supporting actor.
He's definitely... The best movie I think he's been in was Wanted.
He's got to have some supporting roles that are better.
That is the best movie I think I've ever seen him in.
No way.
Yeah, I think he's actually pretty good in that movie. The story kind of sucks, but it's alright. It's interesting. It's fun. It's cool.
I'm just saying, there's got to be some. He's got to have been in some better stuff than Wanted.
Oh, if he's not in complete garbage, I've never seen him in anything.
But what I was gonna say was, did you have any desire to see a sequel trilogy after the prequels?
I didn't even want to see the sequel trilogy, the initial sequel trilogy.
The prequels?
After the prequels? I'm talking about the legit sequel trilogy.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9, right?
Yeah, those are fucking hot garbage.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure a lot of fans were like, "Oh, I don't really care," I don't really care about new movies. But then when Disney announces them, then everybody fucking perks up and flocks to it, and it's a huge phenomenon. Episode 7, you see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I think
beware of the media industrial complex.
So I think if they do it and people are nostalgic by the time that the episode 10 actually comes out.
No, I think the burn is getting shorter and shorter.
The what? The burn?
The fan burn, like the fan enthusiasm. Because they can't put it on ice. Like the fact that they're already announcing a Rey sequel trilogy this soon, after the dog shit that was the previous sequel trilogy. At least with the prequels,
that's what I'm saying. It's not that
years.
soon.
12 years was enough. It didn't end on the worst note in the world, and then having the prequel trilogy perform as well as it did with huge backlash at the time, and even now,
yeah,
I still think those movies stand on their own to some degree, and aren't as offensive and pervasive as the sequel trilogy was.
What, the prequels?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a more cohesive vision across all the movies, I would say.
Right.
Where it doesn't feel as herky-jerky.
That is the big differentiating factor between these two sagas.
That is something that the
one
prequels
is made
has.
with the mind of the creator. Whether you love it or hate it, that guy had a story he wanted to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, we have way too many cooks in the kitchen who are all mid to begin with. Okay, I'm sorry, JJ. You're okay at best. You're what I call a mid talent.
They should have let him.
Bill Murray or Chevy Chase, mid talent. You're a mid talent.
They should have made him write the episode 8.
He did. He had a story that he wanted to give to Rian Johnson,
and then they just.
But he said, "Fuck no." He said, "Fuck this." It's the same thing that happened with George Lucas. He's like,
wow.
"I have a story for 7, 8, 9 if you want it." Yeah, that's cool, George. But we're gonna reinvent the wheel here.
Yeah,
dude.
we're gonna do our own
thing. We know
thing.
Star Wars better than you.
Well, because JJ, I mean, Lucas was not going to recreate the same dynamic again, and I think that is J.J. Abrams' biggest mistake, where it's like
recreating the same dynamic again.
Yes, where it's like, okay, it's not Star Wars, like that. Like that's where you should have opened people up and been like, okay, Star Wars is bigger than just a galaxy at war. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can still make the stories
I don't know,
without
dude.
that
It's
background.
called Star Wars. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you have to have a war, but it can't just be another Republic versus Rebels versus Empire thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you could do something else.
Dude,
it's a giant galaxy.
I would enjoy a moral gray area of occupation, insurrection, and government overreach.
That's what I'm saying. There's a million things you could do, but you have to pare it down a little bit to where it's not like, okay, there's 1,000 ships in the Republic at stake, and there's you know what I mean, and there's a million planets on the line here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's another Death Star. Like it can't be that every trilogy.
I just think us as a generation have a problem of letting go, and I think I'm guilty of it. I think you are especially guilty of it.
Well, studios are scared.
But it's supposed to hurt.
Studios are scared.
It's supposed to hurt. We're supposed to miss these people. We're supposed to feel longing. We don't need to fucking reanimate these corpses again and again and again.
Oh, well that's one of the things that that fans were most mad about is that Han, Luke, and Leia never meet up.
They were never supposed to.
Oh, well, but I mean, the sequel trilogy does do that, though, where they just kind of kill them off all individually. Where, like, because the fan...
Mark Hamill, I know you're listening.
The fanboy demand is, hey, why didn't you get the three of them together...
For one last do-rah.
Yes.
For family.
But I think if you're going to...
How the fuck did Fast and the Furious beat you in that regard?
Do you think they should have actually done that though?
I mean, if they were going to have them in it, they might as well have. If you're gonna lean so much into the fanfare and fan fiction territory, you might as well have. You know what I mean? None of this half-measure bullshit. Okay? If you're gonna make a fanfic, make a fucking awesome fanfic.
Yeah.
But if you want to make a serious story, don't even include them at all. None of this in-between bullshit.
They should have been dead?
They should just have moved on. They should just move on from the Skywalkers already, dude. I understand the appeal. I understand like the want and desire to have these characters be centric to the storyline. But if you think Star Wars peaks at this moment, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. Then you might as you just fuck off, I guess.
Then just keep remaking the same movie. If that's...
Essentially, yes.
But
because I'm okay with moving forward. Like if you told me, hey, they're gonna make a new Halo trilogy, but with a completely new set of characters, I'm like, that's totally fine.
Master Chief's dead.
That's fine. I mean, he's not immortal. He can't live forever.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay,
it's 2013 or whatever. Disney has bought Star Wars. They come to you and they say, Vince, where do we take this? Do we set it 5 years after Episode 6? Do we recast Luke?
I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't want to do it.
Do we recast Luke, Han, and Leia? But you have to.
Okay.
What is the least worst choice?
Okay,
here are your options. You can recast Han, Luke, and Leia and make an actual like sequel trilogy that's about Luke. That's like about adult Luke. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And
definitely wouldn't do that. It's not bad.
And you make a new trilogy about Luke, Han, and Leia and their adult life.
Yeah.
And you do throughout the trilogy, you do set up the new characters that are going to pass the torch too. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, and then other option. It's set the same amount of time after the sequels that have passed in real life, like 30 years.
Yeah,
and you can bring Luke, Han, and Leia back together for one movie. For Episode 7, you can kind of have that be the passing of the torch, where it's like Episode 7 is their send-off. And now 8 and 9 are just about the new characters. Or you can space them out, where you introduce Leia, or Han, and then Leia, and then Luke at the end. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And give them each one movie, but then have them meet up in the last movie.
Now I have
what I mean?
I have an idea of like an opening sequence for.
Well, which of those options do you take?
Let me just tell you what my plan. I would open up with Han, Luke, and Leia. Okay, they're aboard their diplomatic ship. Okay?
How old are they?
In their 40s.
Okay,
and I kill them off immediately.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, then do that. Then that's closer to option 1, where you bring them, you have them all get together for one.
I don't think you understand the amount of disdain I have for this series now, and I don't think you do. I'll come back around, dude. Don't worry. I always come back around to the things I once loved. I always come back around.
So you don't.
But I have to be away from it for like 10 years. Like Christianity, I gotta get out of there for a little bit.
Right. So you don't even know what you can't. You don't have your finger on the pulse of what fans would like at this point.
First off, I wouldn't make a movie that they wanted. I wouldn't give them what they wanted.
Oh, so you'd Ryan Johnson them?
No. I also wouldn't be terrible either.
I'd make a movie about how much their fans suck.
I would show them, hey, this may not be what you want, but this is what the series needs right now.
Okay.
Full reinvigoration,
which is what?
Full rebirth. I don't know, dude. I hate the series right now. I couldn't tell you.
Oh, okay.
They fucked me over, dude. Now, you know what I would do? I would be nuts.
You are Ryan Johnson.
No. Because the thing is, I wouldn't make a movie. I wouldn't do it. But okay, you know what? Fuck it. If I had to, I would do the Mandalorian Civil War. That just sounds more fun to me. That sounds more interesting. Maybe introduce like how we were talking about like some of like the first wave Jedis who have to struggle with whether or not they're going to be like the strong arm of the government, and they basically have no choice but to decide, and they're used to like quell the civil war in Mandalore, and maybe you're introduced to like one of the black saber and shit like that.
Oh, that would be sick.
That's on top of my head. Sounds more interesting. Sounds cool. No Luke, Leia, or Han.
A political drama.
Kind of.
So this isn't episode 7.
This is episode 0.
This is just kind of this would be set in the past.
Yeah, episode 0.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This would be like an Old Republic movie, basically.
Yeah, maybe like a 4. Sorry, guys. I was insanely furious at the concept of recreating Star Wars that I got so mad that I started blowing Joe, and he turned off the recorder because, he couldn't have that. It's against TOS, so my apologies. But
we were talking.
Old Republic.
Yeah, Vince wanted to do So you would not carry the trilogy forward. I mean the main storyline forward.
I think if I was to reinvigorate this franchise, we need to go back to basics, but not like JJ. In a weird way, going back to basics means starting new stories, but going back in time.
Right, like kind of reinvent the
Let's
series.
Let's rediscover what makes this franchise so near and endearing. I think the space mystery, the space culmination of genre bending, because there's a bit of mysticism, there's a bit of Western DNA in there. There are these fun tropes.
It's Dune.
It's not as cool as Dune, but whatever.
Oh, but that's where he got the idea for Space Knights, because they use swords and stuff in Dune, but it's sci-fi. But there's nothing...
Excited. I'm actually really excited for Dune 2.
Dune 2 is looking sick.
You see the new pictures?
I saw Blonde Widow.
Oh, Florence Pugh. Dude, you know what I really like about that? Dude, that genuinely looks like an 80s costume.
Oh, what, her head stuff?
The little head stuff?
Yeah, a little 70s too.
Actually, yeah, you're probably right. More 70s than 80s.
Like that little hippie style.
Like, what's that movie with Sean Connery?
Sean Connery?
He's naked one? With the
oh, I know what you're talking about. Zardos. Yes. That's awesome. I haven't seen the whole thing, but it's pretty sick. Oh, is there anything cooler than a lightsaber? Like, what's a cooler, sci-fi weapon than a lightsaber?
The Halo Energy Sword.
The Halo Energy Sword is pretty sick.
Basically the same concept. A laser sword.
That's why the lightsaber is, so...
I mean, even if you could name one that's comparable, it's basically just a rip.
That's why, because the lightsaber is more magical, because it's like...
It's like a magic wand.
It stops on its own. Yeah. It retracts into itself. It's... I don't know, but it's also sci-fi. It's like the perfect blend of sci-fi and magic, mystical.
Yeah, a weapon of light. I mean, that just sounds really. That sounds almost Tolkien, if you will.
Yeah, it's Jungian.
But
there's really nothing.
Petersonian.
There's really nothing as cool that I could think of. In terms of the
only thing I can really think about is like anime weaponry, like Cloud's sword from Final Fantasy, that giant rectangle butcher knife sword, or like the gun swords from I guess Final Fantasy 2, the ultimate weapon. If I was to shoot up a school in Minecraft, that would be the weapon I use.
Oh yeah, you said something about killing people right off the top, huh?
Yeah, but I made sure to paraphrase that this was all just satire.
Right.
This all just my manifesto that I totally haven't written down.
What were you talking about in the opening?
I don't know if I could repeat that.
Should Disney have their own special district? Disney v. DeSantis Fight Night Showdown. One will win, one will die.
I'd argue that Disney.
Whose side are you on?
I'd argue that Disney is just a monopoly at this point and should be destroyed through the free market.
But I like how this is a good example of how politics is wrestling, because it's like everybody's just fantasy defending their own, whoever they like more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, if you hate Disney and stuff, then it's
whoever's on the side of child mutilation, I'm on that train.
DeSantis is about to finesse this.
Full bodily autonomy for all, no matter what age. Okay? That's how hard I go in. And then call me Hassan Piker, if you will.
And then if you're woke, then you can be like, oh, Disney's got DeSantis right where they want him, and they're about to body slam him.
You heard what Joe Biden said, dude? I'm going to repeat what he said, dude.
What did he say?
I would make fun of Ron DeSantis, but it looks like Disney beat me to the punch. Burn. Sick burn. Sick burn. Can you believe that was
at the correspondence dinner?
Can you believe that was on the top of his head? Right off the top of his head.
He's got an incredible...
He still has that wit, bro.
He still
has that racially motivated wit about him.
Everybody's saying that he's old, he's got dementia.
He shits his pants. He poops his pants.
He can't hold it anymore.
Yeah, right. If you can come up with something like that, you got control of your bowels.
Let me
just say that.
People want to say that he's got a list of reporters with the questions that they're going to ask him already written on it.
For sure.
And if you think
Who doesn't?
Then watch the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The man is back, and his mind is
Brandon.
He's
here to take name from the right wing conservative cucks.
His mind is
from
as
the Q
sharp
followers.
as a spork.
Listen, Q Shaman, your days are numbered, bro.
Yeah, we're coming for you.
Listen up,
Brandon.
Dark Brandon is a force to be reckoned with. Dark Brandon 2024, bro.
He's about to abracadabra these MAGA motherfuckers right out the country.
Look, should they be afraid of their lives? Yes. 100%. They should fear walking the streets with normal people like me and you. Okay? I will install the fear. I will be the Batman. And every time they put on their Trump and MAGA shirts, I'm gonna mark them with the DB, Dark Brandon. I'm gonna brand him like in Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman with Joe Biden's dark.
Oh, okay.
On their ass,
dude. I've been watching the TMNT Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2003 series, and in there they have this recurring like knockoff Superman character, who comes in, but they also have a knockoff Batman, whose he's named Nobody.
Wow, very cool.
But, okay, check this out. He's a cop.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's brilliant. Batman really should just be a cop. He's kind of like Daredevil, where he takes down the criminals that get away. You know what I mean? Or doing vigilante shit that he can't do, as a cop.
I like the League of Shadows, dude. I think they had the idea. I think they had the right idea.
Just burn the inner cities.
Yeah, with their totalitarianism, dude. I think they were pretty bomb. Now look, could you
death penalty?
Could you call them racist? I don't think so.
Classist, maybe.
I mean, would the results of their actions result in minorities being disproportionately killed? Yes. Yes, it would.
So, ergo racist.
Now, but not really.
Oh, yeah?
Classist is what it is.
Well,
anti-criminal is what it is.
It's not like they were going to let the rich people get away, but a lot of them, unless they specifically try to target them, they would have gotten away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they've got more money, so...
Yeah, definitely.
It's really Dark Knight Rises that's about the class revolution, about the poor rising up. And that's Chris Nolan's warning to the poor that, like, if you rise up... You will fuck up society, yeah. And then we're gonna have to.
There's a reason you are where you're at.
Yeah.
You're not smart enough to make decisions like this.
If
you had it your way, we'd be living in a complete fucking shit show.
Chaos, yeah. Joker 5 society, where Scarecrow is the one.
Maybe it might be necessary. I don't know. Is it kind of funny and based? Maybe a little bit.
Well, Nolan really seems to be anti, French Revolution or whatever.
Listen, Nolan. Listen, you authoritarian piece of fuck. I can't wait to see Oppenheimer. That movie's gonna be fucking bomb, dude.
Dude, they showed it at CinemaCon. They said people are saying that it's awesome, and that it
is.
It may I heard a guy say that it doesn't seem like a summer movie. Like, it should be like an October,
oh yeah, that makes it even better.
Oscar, he said, because it's like more serious. Which I don't care, like, if it's a blockbuster or not. I just want to.
You want to check it out?
I just want a good movie, but that sounds awesome. What are the other movies that were seen at CinemaCon?
I don't know. Like Barbie.
Oh, yeah, Barbie. Oh, Flash. The reviews for Flash are coming out. That comes out in like 2 weeks, I think.
What do they say?
They're saying good. Mixed to good.
I really don't want to see it.
You don't?
Not at all.
You're too offended by Ezra Miller's behavior?
No, I just genuinely don't like his Flash. I genuinely do not like his Flash.
Just because he's like a soy beta?
I just think he's poorly written. I think his acting is atrocious. I think his mannerisms and character design are terrible. I don't find him to be charismatic or interesting. And if this is supposed to be a complete reinvention of the DCEU, I'm not really interested at all.
Do you want to see it Saturday or Sunday?
Probably Sunday.
But yeah, because like we have to, just because of Michael Keaton. But
damn it! I forgot, dude.
It's so clearly just a bat. Like they're trying to market it.
Speaking. I'm sorry, dude.
As a Batman movie.
They don't have a choice. Dude, it's too quiet now. You know it is. That's a lot of noise.
That's just the headphone volume.
Oh, okay. But you know it's gonna suck.
I do?
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. You know it's gonna suck. Mid at best. Don't fool yourself, dude.
That's what I'm thinking, mid at best.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Thank you for not drinking the Kool-Aid, my man.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
You'll enjoy yourself. I know you will. I probably will, too.
Oh, no, because
they'll tug at the strings. I know they will.
This whole universe is fucked, you know?
Yeah, I can't say that I'm thoroughly excited for the new Flashpoint film. I can't say I'm thoroughly excited for
honestly,
Marvel's got coming out.
I just want to see if they do actually erase the Snyderverse in this movie.
You know they're going to.
Well, because you've seen the trailers, right, where they show like scenes from Man of Steel. Yes, no, but I mean they show scenes from Man of Steel, like the end of where Zod is invading. Mm-hmm. Have you seen those trailers?
Yeah, I just
so they're doing like kind of a
Endgame, go back in the past and retread old water.
Yes.
Oh, my favorite trope. I loved it so much in Back to the Future 2. I loved it so much in Endgame, and I'm gonna love it in Flashpoint. It's my favorite. I love going back to old story beats and redoing them again, but this time just slightly different and probably even worse.
And they're going to be redoing...
Fuck me, dude.
And they're probably going to do that with Star Wars to some degree.
Oh, yeah! Time travel! Fuck yeah, dude! Ugh!
Most likely.
Ugh! Yeah! Fuck, that is so cool! Why didn't I think of that for my shit? God damn it.
It's going to be awesome, dude.
It's going to be so fucking radical.
Is it woke? Is it wokeness that has ruined like the last 5 to 7 years of Hollywood movies?
No.
Is it streaming? It what happened?
It's creative bankruptcy.
We can only retread.
It's creative bankruptcy. It's consumerism to a large part. It's these bloated films, these bloated film budgets. The overdependence on overseas revenue. Now, I'm not going to say that's like a globalist problem, but it might be. The
globalists are ruining movies.
Yeah, because
culture.
The movies have to be successful worldwide in order to be remotely viable.
Right.
And so there's like this like elimination of like a cultural stamp on a film. You know what I mean? There are exceptions.
Yes.
There are exceptions. Joker, one of them.
Well, I've heard in some markets where it's like whenever people see like an American movie, they do want it to be like an American, like
no, it's
you know what I mean.
It's what they envision American to be.
Right. Like it's like I don't want to see a Bollywood movie that's trying to appeal to Western audiences. You know what I mean?
Or like if we watch anime, it's like what we think the Eastern culture is like, but it really is just kind of fluffed up and poppy.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like are anime are they written for like the global audience, or they? You see what I'm saying? Because like when you
maybe a little bit, but I don't think that much.
When you watch anime, you want it to feel foreign and exotic to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like that's the appeal, and so, and I think it's like that for American movies too, where foreign markets would watch it, even if it was very culturally specifically American. You know what I mean?
But they're not watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. They're just not.
No, because that's not...
That's real Americana. That's real Pax Americana shit right there.
But that's not what American movies are seen as overseas, though. Like, they want the blockbusters.
They want the blockbusters, yeah. You know, but they're not watching
that. Well, that is
real American
because
shit.
that is a specifically American...
Only the film buffs are.
The blockbuster is a uniquely American kind of a movie, though. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where I mean, Bollywood's always has had a film industry for a long time too, but the U.S. is like the only country that's like making movies on that scale,
like all the time and predominantly.
Right. Like so an American movie to a lot of foreign countries is, you know, a blockbuster, because that's what it means to be an American movie. That's what makes it unique.
And this really hurts to say, man, but I got to give Tom Cruise his due, man. He was right about the movie industry. We gotta save it. We gotta bring it back from the clutches. Even though I think he's a genuinely probably evil person.
Yeah,
like for sure.
Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Nah, he is.
He's definitely sacrificed some kids to Xenu.
Yeah, and Moloch.
Mm-hmm.
But he's right about one thing. You know, I don't have to coastline everything he's done.
Yeah, but we do need movies. Otherwise, the gamer hordes will overtake us. If we don't make good movies.
They already have.
But I fear extinction in the face of the gaming hordes.
You don't believe in coexistence? You don't believe in Neanderthals and Homo sapiens?
No, it is possible. I think we can. I think we can live amongst.
I don't think so.
I think the humans can live amongst.
I'm not saying that's what I want either.
But
the Redditors,
yes. And the gamers and the otakus, but in order for them to coexist and for movies to not die, like there has to be amazing movies being made.
I think
we need them every once in a while.
They all feed each other.
Yeah, because the game aesthetic and like cinematography and camera work is all influenced by movies. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like gaming cutscenes and all of that.
And those are all influenced by, if they're good, paintings. Like works of art.
Yes, like literally like studio lighting is influenced by different painters and how painters
craft an image.
Well, they're the ones who started thinking about how to light a person first. You know what I mean? So whenever filmmaking came around, they were taking all these things from like photographers who had taken that from painters.
Okay.
Literally, there's something called Rembrandt lighting, which is about Rembrandt the painter, and specifically how he would light faces.
Do you think we should ban TikTok in order for film? If you knew with 100% certainty that if you banned TikTok, that the movie industry would be back in full force, would you do it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, just because I want movies. Like, okay, libertarian or whatever, but fascist for movie fascist. You have to watch the canon of Western filmography before you graduate high school in my fascist dictatorship.
You're not wrong.
You have to watch. Okay, we start with Jaws. Okay, that's your first.
No. Let's lead up to Jaws.
Lead up to Jaws.
Yeah, because we need classic American cinema like Casablanca. We need some like 50s, like Gone with the Wind. You got to. I'm sorry, you have to. I need to watch those movies myself. I need to go back to the Old Testament of film.
Yes.
You need to watch at least one Charlie Chaplin film. You need to watch at least 2 Kubrick movies.
Which, the Old Testament of film would be the pre-Jaws era.
Would be like the 20s.
Well, I would say pre-Jaws. Jaws came out like 70-something.
Yeah, you need to go back to the 40s and 50s.
I think anything before that, because like up until the 60s, like movies still looked, there were still black and white movies, and you still had like the big budget studio movies like Gone with the Wind, like Casablanca, like Ben-Hur, all that stuff. Those were all those bloated like studio movies.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Yes, like the huge budget stuff. All of that kind of collapsed in the 70s, and then things got dark and gritty in the 70s. Taxi Driver, Rocky, like filming out in the real street and stuff.
Oh, man.
What?
Dude, 70s cinema is fucking awesome.
That's why I was saying that's where the New Testament happens.
Of it is shit.
Well, there's a lot of shit, but that's when
that's
like
every generation though.
But that's when like the studio model started cracking open, and then people started experimenting again, and that's why you had like a revival that like the 70s had to happen in order to get to like the modern movies that we have now. You know what I mean? Although it would have kept looking like studio looking sets, you know what I mean, and costumes and all that stuff.
But now I yearn for those studio looking sets.
Well, Blade Runner was shot, the original Blade Runner is all shot in a studio.
Oh, really? I can see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even the exterior shots is just buildings.
But they look fantastic.
Yeah, because the sets were so big.
Dude, I'm actually constantly in awe with like those big budget special effects films. And I think I told you about this. But recently, like rewatching 2001, I genuinely am curious how they did all of it. But you know what I really like the most about Kubrick movies is the set design. All feeling very intentional, all serving aesthetic first. Well, not first, but it's definitely important and prominent. Mm-hmm. Just the music, the score, the set pieces that go on for 20 fucking minutes. And that final act, man. When you watch it holistically, instead of just by scene, I think the picture becomes more emergent and bigger than the sum of its parts. Because I think when I first initially watched it, I was only watching it like moment by moment, and it didn't feel like it was quite registering in my mind like the full theme that was trying to unfold. But once you just rewatch it again with the whole film in mind, it is, I think, a beautiful masterpiece.
What is it about?
Humanity, ascension.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all. That's it. That really is it.
But I mean, what do you think he's trying to say?
Humanity needs to ascend.
We need to evolve.
Yes.
Like the next evolution.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no hint at... Well, I never really picked up a hint at like what that would look like. Other than being able to see fifth dimensionally.
Yeah. A change in vision and perception of the world. Because throughout the film...
then that is the message, to think fifth dimensionally. Because like at the end when he sees his whole life, that's kind of like the ego death experience where like you die...
Being omnipotent and ever present.
Your flashes before your eyes, right? Like it does to him.
To me, it's a spiritual movie. It's a spiritual movie.
Yeah, it's about like a spiritual awakening.
Essentially, yes. I mean, there's got to be a reason why the last planet is Jupiter, right? There's got to be some... I'm sure if I look down like what Jupiter could represent, I think it's like the biggest planet in our solar system, named after a god. You know, and that happens to be when what's his name? Dave Bowman goes through the wormhole and is struck by these visions of light and pure energy and 5 different fourth dimensional beings. It would appear like seeing his life flash before his eyes, and then he's kind of kept in this like captive little zoo-like pen. You know, you hear voices from the other side, just kind of observing. You see him see himself as a whole. And then when the glass breaks, representing his fragility as a human, he is reborn as the Star Child, another being. It's a beautiful film, and I want to rewatch it as many times as James Cameron did.
I feel like that
he
was...
saw it 18 times in theaters. Can you believe that?
Damn, I can believe it.
That goes hard, dude.
And he was like, I want those special effects.
Yeah. It's fucking awesome.
Do you think that was like just an acid trip movie? He got it from... He definitely must have tripped and came up with that movie.
You can't get to that point without... I don't think so.
Okay, you know what? You know Nolan's real 2001 is Tenet.
Yes, it is.
Not
Interstellar.
Not Interstellar, yes.
It's Tenet.
That's about, like, ascension beyond time, basically.
I mean, Interstellar is too. But I think Tenet threads the needle just a bit further. Because it doesn't seem like he's afraid to just kind of lay it out to you. Like, things might be predetermined, but that's not an excuse to do nothing.
Exactly.
That
was like...
He's not as ambiguous about time being transcendent of love.
I
love being transcendent of time and space. Because what do you do with that? What do you do with that realization? That love is okay. That's fine and dandy, and I think it's a beautiful message. But
what does that mean? Trust love, though, or what?
Yeah, but what does it mean though? Like, I guess it's the only motivation that matters. I guess, and I can respect that, but it's not like a will to action. I mean, I guess it is, but I think as much as I despise Tenet, I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. It's just meh to me.
You do. You hate it for making you feel dumb.
I don't think so. I think it's pretty straightforward in a Nolan kind of way, but I don't think it's remotely that interesting.
Yeah, I really thought the action was going to be next level. Like this time shit was going to make something, but it's really not that. It's not that much more
I like
interesting.
John David Washington. I like Robert Pattinson in that movie.
Yeah.
I like the storyline of a man who feels cornered into an abyss and feels like he must destroy the world. The evil guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's Putin basically now. Let's watch out for that one.
That is crazy. Yeah, that he's a Russian guy who's putting the nuclear threat. And it's crazy.
But it is a really existential film, and I do appreciate where he was going with it, but I think he thought the substance was more important than what was on the surface, and I think it's important to have substance, but the surface shit has to really thread that needle. And I don't know, the set pieces were okay, they were cool, they were fine, and I appreciate the practical effects that went into that hangar sequence, really cool. But it just feels like a very boring ride.
Yeah, like
uneventful. I cannot recall any moment that felt like it truly clicked and resonated with me.
Yeah,
and that's maybe a me problem, sure, but I think I have too much expectations for Nolan. I think that might be it.
Yeah, because I've thought about okay, maybe if I really dig into it and actually understand what's happening in each scene,
mm-hmm.
then maybe the action will seem more impactful.
Mm-hmm.
But as it is, me not fully understanding what's happening in each scene, the action is just people shooting at each other and grappling with each other, sometimes backwards. But
pretty cool opening sequence in the auditorium. Pretty cool.
Again, but I have no context for what's going on.
But
I don't know what anyone's goal is.
He doesn't usually do that. He doesn't usually give you a whole lot to work with in the opening, because he likes to open his movies with with something happening, like an action, whether it be the bank heist,
mm-hmm.
whether it be the dream heist, whether it be the plane heist, whether it be the auditorium heist.
Yeah, basically where they're heisting a person.
Whether it be the magic heist.
There's not. Well, okay, yeah. How does
there
it prestige?
Kind of is. Well, he wants to steal his trick, dude.
It's a magic trick, yeah.
But he always opens his film in media res. He always opens up with something already kind of happening, And that's cool.
But this is his most mysterious because it's like, okay, in Dark Knight, you get that there's a heist going on. Or I don't know what people thought the first time they saw it, but you kind of get that, like, okay, there's a crime. They're getting ready to do a crime. You know what I mean? Because they've got the mask, they've got guns. There's a little bit of dialogue here and there to sprinkle in slowly. You know, so you kind of slowly understand what's going on. But
dude, Nolan loves giving just...
The opera scene, though, as it goes on, it doesn't get any clearer.
There are more questions than answers.
Yes, it just keeps bringing things up where it's like, wait, who is this guy? Why are they getting him? Does John David Washington not work? Is he actually not with the other guys? Like, the guys that he was in the truck with, or like he infiltrated them or something like that. Like, it's just so confusing, and I have no idea what the fuck's going on. But... hey, you know, in media res. But no, that was not the one. I don't know, man. Tenet is so weird.
I'll rewatch it. I'll rewatch it because I've been proven wrong that
you won't understand it any better. I promise you.
It's not like
you have to read about it.
It's not the understanding that is because I don't feel like it's overly complicated, and I feel like the stuff that
you don't what.
I don't think it's overly complicated. It is complicated.
You could not explain the plot to me at all.
Okay, so like there's this mechanism called entropy that is like this ever-existent, ever-present thing that
there's
happens.
The time reverso machine.
Yes. Okay. Right. And from what I recall, Robert Pattinson is an agent from the future that is sent back in time to make sure that John David Washington goes through the motions that he's supposed to go through in order to stop like some sort of Armageddon event happening. But that was meant to happen, essentially.
No, it's not. It's not meant to happen.
Yes, it is.
Wait, do they say that the future people, it actually happens to them?
Basically.
No, I thought that's why they were sending people back in time so that to prevent it. Terminator style.
But by the predeterminist motif of the film, it like they all have to happen for that to happen.
No,
because their actions are predicated on the explosion happening. So they can't do that unless the explosion happens.
The explosion would destroy everything,
and it kind of does.
That's what I'm. No, like nobody would be left alive after if it happened.
But
based on the rules of determinism,
in the Tenet universe, you can basically go back in time and kill yourself, essentially.
No.
Or forward in time, rather. Or what is it?
No, you cannot, because then... No, you cannot kill yourself.
I think the grandfather paradox doesn't exist in the Tenet universe.
No!
I think so.
No. That's impossible, because it's a determinist universe.
Right.
So if you kill your grandfather, then you would have never existed in order to be able to go back in time to kill him.
But you do.
Which means you don't kill him.
Which means it's impossible for you to kill your grandfather.
Yes.
That's why it's a paradox.
In a determinist universe, yeah.
Let's go. We'll dig into this one deeper. I'm
well,
almost convinced that...
But okay, I guess I see what you're saying, because yeah, the overall plot is basically, in the future... They're trying to destroy the past to save themselves or something, right? That's what the bad guys' bosses from the future want. They want him to use the device.
It's like Inception with time. Because they basically give him the idea to do it. Instead of going in his dream, they just go back in the past.
Right.
It's almost like Back to the Future 2, where Biff gives himself the almanac.
Yeah.
And makes himself rich.
And I do like the idea of a time war where, kind of like Terminator, where there's this war being fought across time and in different time periods, which is just cool. Sci-fi concept, temporal warfare. And then John David Washington is also
They call him the protagonist.
The protagonist also has a boss from the future who wants him to stop this. And so that's why it's a temporal war, because it's being fought in the present, and the future.
But it's just not tangible.
But you just don't feel it. Yeah, it's just
not a as far as the audience is concerned, it's just two people fighting on screen.
Right. It's just basically like one CIA organization versus another, basically. That's just what it feels like.
If that was real, I guess that's how it would play out. But I mean, with the power and magic of cinema, you don't have to be so fucking boring with it.
It needed some kind of a spark of, I don't know, like, I feel like we should have seen somebody disintegrate on screen. Like, you know how if you touch yourself, like you're not supposed to touch yourself when there's two of you in the past?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that should have happened to somebody. So we could have seen, like, them implode or whatever.
Oh, that's why they wear the suits. Because the particles...
That's why they're covered head to toe, yeah.
Because the particles would kill them. Like, they can't interact with oxygen.
Well, that's why they wear oxygen masks.
Right.
But
but on a molecular level, their composition is completely...
No, they can touch stuff. They can touch anything in the past, yeah. It's only themselves, the one that's traveling forward in time. If they touch them...
Yeah, it'd be like matter and antimatter touching each other, and it would create a fucking destruction.
They're supposed to implode, and we should have seen that happen. But something to make it, just give it a little sci-fi juice. Or, I don't know.
Because aside from their dialogue, what is left to infer that this is a sci-fi movie? I mean, they move backwards sometimes. I mean...
Which is something
you can do that in a non-sci-fi movie.
That's what I mean. That's why it's like, it's so subtle. It's too subtle.
I think it's contradictory to the medium itself, and I think that's my biggest gripe with it.
Well, no, Nolan likes movies because movies are determinists.
Yes.
Where, like, the beginning and the middle and the end, they all exist already, but you only experience them 1 second at a time.
Yeah.
And I think he likes that about movies, and that's why he likes, because he's fascinated by time, you know? Just like his first movie.
Memento?
Yeah, where it's the same forward, and, like, you can watch it, the main storyline is playing out backwards, and the climax is chronologically the beginning of the story. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And on one of the DVDs, you can watch the movie forwards.
That's pretty sick. I don't know, man. I just I'm ready for.
But no, Tenet was a real miscalculation on his part. See, that's what I'm afraid of as like a director, where it's like something that I really like, that I really think is cool, but then like the movie version of it is not that cool. It's just the ideas that are. You know what I mean? Where it's like on paper in my head, this was an amazing idea that I was excited about.
Yeah. But you know, I think Nolan has more hits than misses. I think he's built up enough clout for himself and proven himself to be a true visionary of our generation. I'm excited for Oppenheimer and all of his future films, but man, if Oppenheimer is a big miss, which I doubt, but if it is, I don't know, man. That might shatter my entire world.
Well, I think most directors do have like an expiration date. You know, there's only a few, like Scorsese.
I think he has an expiration date, dude.
But I mean, like there's no directors who have been directing like 30 plus years that lasted, like, have been making good movies for 30 years. You know what I mean?
Like Spielberg.
Like Spielberg, yeah, fallen off big time. But even still, he had a good run there, you know, up until, you know, he had like a 30-year run from the 70s to the 2000s.
I mean, I heard that new movie was okay.
That's the thing. He can still direct, but he doesn't have like he doesn't have the same appeal.
No, but I think
which is bound to happen. But at least he can still make good movies. But yeah, Scorsese, Tarantino,
Eastwood. I'd say Eastwood.
Eastwood, yeah, he still got it.
I mean,
he can still make a good movie.
I heard that Richard Jewell movie was pretty good.
I really need to watch that.
I heard it's pretty sick. What is his newest film? He had like that Narco movie. I heard it was okay.
Oh yeah, I
haven't seen it, but
no, but I think
he's a great director.
There's only a few directors that can make
a
over
decent
5
movie every
really
decade.
good movies.
Yeah, I like Bridges of Madison County.
If you really think about it, how many directors have made like over 5 really good movies? Not that many.
They're definitely the minority.
Because think 5 movies, that takes at least 10 years, probably more.
Nolan probably. Haven't seen enough.
Ridley Scott.
Yeah. I haven't I like Alien Covenant.
Edgar Wright, I think he's expiring.
Have you seen Last Night in Soho?
No.
I'm gonna check it out. It looks pretty. I like Baby Driver. Thought Baby Driver actually was pretty sick.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a solid 7.5 out of 10 for me, to be quite honest. I would say maybe Michael Bay. You know what's fucked up? He actually might have 5 decent movies.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he
Bad
does.
Boys 1 and 2,
The
I would
Rock,
say. The Rock, Armageddon.
Bad Boys, Armageddon.
Yeah.
The first Transformers. Pain and Gain is okay. Like, yeah, he actually
does have 5 decent movies.
Yeah.
What? That's nuts!
Well, because even he is, like, yeah, he's still better than most directors out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Technically true. No, like literally technically true.
Yeah, he was considered an auteur in the 90s.
In the 90s.
It was like, oh, this is part of that new wave of young 90s
action blockbuster filmmaking.
Irreverent filmmaking, yeah.
Yeah.
Like just like kind of like Tarantino.
Oh, yeah,
like
he's one of them too.
Shyamalan.
I think like 80% of Tarantino's movies are good.
Probably Shyamalan. But yeah, like is there I guess we do have a few like younger directors that are like exciting, like who's that new horror guy that you like a lot?
Ari Aster?
Yeah.
I only like Hereditary. I didn't really like Midsommar. You know, Midsommar's cool. It's a pretty horror film. But I'm not the biggest fan of the postmodern horror genre.
Post horror.
But you know, Robert Eggers is in that category too, and I think as far as I know, because I haven't seen the Northman, he's 2 for 2 right now. I think The Witch and The Lighthouse are pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
8 out of 10s at the very least for me.
And I like The Norseman.
Is it good? The Northman, is it good?
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't yet.
Yeah, it's good.
You think it's better than his first two films?
No.
Is it?
It's his weakest, but
is it? So is it for you? Is it which? It's in order.
He's going down, but not by that much.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think.
Which sometimes that happens where the first movie that their director makes is their best,
because I think they're inspired by limitation.
Yeah, where it's
I
like
think their
that's
true creative
the zone.
Juices are fueled by their limitations as a film director.
Yeah, where it's like that's the zone where they should have
kept it.
Yeah.
And maybe his Nosferatu film will be pretty sick. I think he's making one. It's got to be.
Oh yeah, you know it's going to be sick.
It's got to be better than his.
Some crazy dialogue.
What are like what are like 3 movies you can say in like the last 5 years that have really inspired you, or not inspired you, but gave you faith in the cinematic industry as a whole?
Oh man,
I have a couple in my mind, but go ahead. I want to hear yours.
Okay. No Way Home. No, I'm just kidding. Definitely. Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that's 7 years ago. Now, when did that come out? 2018? 2016?
Mm-hmm. 2018, dude. Came out the same year The Predator came out.
Okay, 5 years.
Good call, by the way.
What, Mandy?
No, you wanted to see Predator instead of Mandy in theaters.
Damn!
Fucking idiot.
I thought it was just going to be another trashy movie. Like, I didn't know it was going to be one of his real ones. Every once in a while, he makes an actual good one. Oh, that other pig.
Oh, really?
With yes, that was an amazing experience.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is another really good Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh, what are your 5?
You only said like 3.
I know. I can't. That's all I can think of.
Spider-Verse, Mandy.
Oh, okay.
Lighthouse. That's 3, right? Dune. And
Dune was inspired. Like Dune was, I wouldn't say inspiring, but a little bit in terms of like, okay, this is like I've never seen a sci-fi movie.
And Parasite.
Oh, Parasite. Yeah. Joker.
Joker. Yeah,
Joker,
I got to put it in there.
Joker did. give me
the Batman.
that gave me faith that like, okay, at least studios can still will still let like good like a movie like this get made.
Yeah,
because it's an aberration in the sense of like, oh, we're going to let you take this comic book character, one of our most popular ones, and let you do something radically different with it that's not in the form that it's normally, like, it's not a superhero movie. We're taking him out of the superhero movie and just making this character drama.
Without sacrificing substance.
Well, I just mean like the fact that they would let, it would be like,
Todd Phillips. Of all people,
it would be like saying like this is as weird as them allowing somebody to make like a Bruce Wayne movie about like his, before he was Batman.
Sony was going to do something similar. Okay.
With who?
The
Aunt May?
The Aunt May movie.
But I think she was going to be a spy or something, right?
Yeah, Sony needs to die.
That is so, yeah.
Sony needs to fucking die.
Does Sony not have the rights to like Spider-Woman?
They have rights to all Spider-Man characters.
Why don't they just? Why are they?
They want to.
Why are they determined to do the villain thing with Kraven and stuff? Like, why don't they just make Spider-Woman the movie or Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider movie, or any one of like his actual hero teammates, so that you could have instead of just having the Sinister Six,
they could just make a full-on Ultimate Universe.
Then you know what? You could have a Sinister Six without all of these movies, because then you could get, this is a Spider-Woman villain. Mm-hmm. This is a Scarlet Spider villain. Mm-hmm. This is...
No, Spider-Man is one of the few characters that could basically have an entire cinematic universe on its own. Like, on Avengers level.
Right, like Batman. Where you got all these extra... You've got all these Robins.
He's like Teen Titan adjacent, Batwoman, and kind of even...
Mm-hmm.
Because like the Bat family does essentially have like crossover in terms of villain and like rogue gallery type shit, like Deathstroke, for instance. He's like primarily a Teen Titan villain, but he's like also a Batman villain.
Yeah, from the games.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, why aren't they doing that with? Why are they going this villain route?
I'm pretty sure they wanted to.
Where they want to do every villain as an anti-hero.
They wanted to do a Suicide Squad back after Amazing Spider-Man 2 with the Sinister Six.
Oh,
you remember that?
Like where they have to... It's just about them? No Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They might have put Spider-Man in it, but
I could see that, because then you could keep them as villains. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then it would still make sense for that they're fighting Spider-Man in a Sinister Six way. Mm-hmm. But as is, like turning like Venom is an anti-hero, Kraven I'm sure is going to be.
Venom has always been kind of teeter-tottering between that realm of anti-hero and villain. He's really only a villain when he's against Spider-Man, but then when he has his own run, he kind of teeters on that Deadpool light.
Yeah. But
form.
Can you really do? But that's why it's so dumb to be like.
I don't think he's interesting as an anti-hero.
Okay, yeah,
but I like him more as a villain.
Rhino, Kraven, Doc Ock, Vulture, they're all going to be anti-heroes. But then in Sinister Six, they're going to have to come up with some convoluted reason why they need to fight. They all need to team up against Spider-Man.
They did it in No Way Home.
So dumb.
They did it in No Way Home. They were kind of anti-heroes turned villains, turned back anti-heroes.
So some of those villains like turn good at the end, right? And then they bring them back in this, but they're not really villains for most of this movie,
except for Green Goblin.
Except for Green Goblin, who doesn't turn.
But even he's portrayed as somewhat of a victim in like the second act.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like.
Oh,
they're not.
Man.
He doesn't. They're not really villains.
No.
Until they need to be for that movie.
Sandman for no fucking reason. He just teamed up with them, but he's like, wait, I don't trust you again.
Yeah. He's like, wait, I want to go home.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to fight now.
I'm always Sand now.
That's my secret.
I'm always Sandy.
But so that's what I'm saying. Like, this is not,
It's gay.
Yeah, that was not the Sinister Six.
No.
That was,
gay.
We're just gonna do, we're just fucking around over here.
It was what I call, I don't know if you know this, pretty fucking gay.
Is that why you didn't like it?
It just
because
felt
of the Willie...
like there was these incredible bookends on the at least 2/3 of the villain gallery that felt perfectly tied off and almost poetic. But let's just bring them back from the dead so they can just play around with this new Spider-Man and this new Spider-Man. And you remember Electro and the Lizard, everyone's favorite villains from the Amazing Spider-Man? This time they're even worse. They're even worse!
You don't think Electro was better and less annoying?
No! I liked them both in their original films respectively.
Oh,
because
really?
they make sense in the context of the film.
Everybody hated, Electro.
Yeah,
Everybody hated Jamie Foxx.
Only fucking Soy Jacks did. Only the true Chads liked him.
I mean, I think it was it did give me a little bit of whiplash because I was like, I don't remember the first Amazing Spider-Man being this kind of cartoony, silly, but
I actually, when compared to the current state of Marvel villains, they're okay, in my opinion. Like, if you told me, like, do you think MODOK is better than Electro?
I prefer.
Fuck no.
I prefer that to like the Marvel Disney generic Hela and.
Actually,
Odin
I think Hela was okay.
Generic.
Very generic, but at least aesthetically wise, I thought
it's only Helen Mirren or whoever the actress was kind of trying to give it some juice, but
I think she did okay.
The character just had nothing going on.
No, absolutely not. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, all those villains were like
empty and soulless.
They just feel like that kind of. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of prefer like a silly, like a goofier, cartoon,
a realized character with something resembling an arc.
Yeah,
as opposed to a soulless mirror of the protagonist who has nothing going on.
Yeah, it's literally another Thor. It's evil female Thor.
Or
Hela.
Gore. People praise Gore and Christian Bale's performance so hard, but
I think he is trying to. Again, he's trying to juice a generic villain.
It's the same thing.
He's trying to give some spark and some joy, some life to it, but there's nothing there.
Is it just me, or does it just feel like the premise they were trying to set up as like this man who was afflicted by the gods seeking revenge, which sounds fucking awesome on paper.
Yeah.
A god killer.
It's Kratos.
Who's been scorned by what's supposed to be perceived as like the ultimate form of being. Okay, he's been fucked by it, and he's out.
It's Antifa.
Yeah.
He's going to destroy the system.
That's interesting. But then he's just like
but they should have gotten Jordan Peterson to help write it.
Yeah.
They're at war with being itself.
You see,
to hate God is to be at war with existence.
He's cast into his own shadow without fully integrating himself. Now, one has to wonder, is he wrong? That's the most rational thing you can think of, come to think about it.
Yes, suffering.
Rationality is not inherently good or moral, though. But it is rational. Why wouldn't you want to kill the gods for spitting on your face? It makes sense. But God, he sends himself to hell, I'll tell you, hell in a handbasket.
It's a pathway to hell.
Now, Hela...
Death.
the representation and manifestation of death itself.
Of
Queen of the underworld.
Feminine destruction. Chaos.
She fully embodies the feminine archetype of chaos. And it's up to Thor and his brother, his gay brother.
Actually, she does kind of look like one of the daughters of Aku.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think aesthetically and like just visually, I think she's visually interesting. Not even like in a sexy way. I would love for her to stomp on my nuts 100% and break my Mjolnir, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
She might be the ultimate mommy.
Yeah.
I will admit this.
She can have my Infinity Stones.
Yes, I want her to be 9 feet tall and carry me like a little plush toy, and carry me around.
Yeah, and eat me.
Yeah, Vor.
Vor style.
But yeah, there's
generic villains, they suck.
Yeah.
The MCU is over.
Yeah.
We had a good run though, didn't we?
Yeah.
The Infinity Saga. Dude, I think if you go back and watch those movies and really think about them, like the first 3 phases, I actually don't think they had like a grand plan the whole time. I think it is a lot more like movie to movie,
figuring it out as we go along.
What worked, what didn't, what were people liking? When can we allude to something here without having to commit to anything? You know what I mean? Can we suggest Thanos a stone here or there, like to make it feel like we're building to something? But if you really think about it, like the build up to Infinity War is a couple appearances of Thanos.
I would agree with you.
A couple appearances of the stone, and that's pretty much it.
See, like I think the first 2 films, what are they? Incredible Hulk and Iron Man. Mm-hmm. I think at this point in their process, it's like, okay, we're not fully committing to anything, but we kind of give ourselves an out if we have a little sneak teaser at the end.
Well,
we're not sure if this is going to pan out. But
they're suggesting a team up,
right?
And
it gets perceived as being positive.
They knew at least that. They knew at least that.
It, and then I'm sure during the writing phase of Captain America, they're like, okay, we need to write the film with the thought in mind of an Avengers culmination. That was the first Thanos. That was the first major event. The team up. Well,
they committed to having all the characters meet in an Avengers movie, in the first Avengers movie, because they could have had Iron Man meet, Captain America, or I guess he does know Black Widow, but he could have had him meet like Hawkeye, or had him team up with Hulk or something in the sequel in Iron Man 2. You know what I mean? But they have them all meet in the first Avengers movie. Which I don't know if they planned out, but it works out better that way, because then the first Avengers movie kind of works as an origin for all of them.
Yeah.
And you see them meeting for the first time, so it's not like, anybody can be on board. You don't have to see Phase 1 to watch the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, I hadn't fully finished Captain America because I didn't think it was that good. And I didn't watch Thor because I just wasn't interested in Thor. But I had seen Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 1 and 2. Right? I think 2 comes out before Avengers as well. And yeah, it's pretty... I mean, if you know anything about Captain America, I mean, they run you up to speed pretty quick. They get...
Frozen in ice.
Hawkeye is in Thor, but I just kind of like, okay, you want to shoot... To me, it felt like a shoehorn in Hawkeye. I didn't know he was in Thor. But I wasn't completely...
He's kind of a cameo, basically.
Yeah, I wasn't completely jarred by the inclusion. And I was like, oh, that's the scientist guy who knows all about the cosmic realm, essentially. The guy from Thor. I didn't watch Thor, but I got that. I was like, oh, this is just a scientist guy who...
They give you just enough context clues on everybody to be like, okay, Hawkeye, he works for Nick Fury, he's an agent, he's kind of like Black Widow, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
they know each other.
Yeah.
So after Avengers, you get Iron Man 3.
That's when the burden of having watched the previous film starts to set in.
Right. You can, because Iron Man 3 is a direct follow-up to the first Avengers.
Yes.
And it is the next one that comes out. Mm-hmm. And it also makes $1 billion, further solidifying
that movie
Robert Downey Jr.
That movie
as,
fucking sucks, dude.
I like Robert Downey. I like a lot of the dialogue. I like him and Rhodey's relationship the best in any movie. It's probably the best in that one. So it's got some good stuff. I like
think a lot
of the
relationship with Rhodey was best in 2 because it's fully tested. It's fully strained.
In 2, really?
Dude, they have a fight in his mansion because he's like a drunk asshole.
That's right.
And Rhodey's like, dude, you are a fucking addict.
This is a good follow-up to that.
It feels like Spider-Man 3.
because I feel like, okay, we need to fully establish their friendship, and 2, so that moving forward we can just be like, all right, these guys are pals.
Team up at the end and fight the fucking hammer robots.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
in 2, that was fucking sick.
That was cool.
Gendy Tartakovsky, dude.
I had no idea that he was part of that movie.
Storyboard artist, dude.
That is so sick.
But can you see it now when I made you watch it? Can you see the...
Yes, when a bunch of battle droids show up.
Yeah!
That look just like his Clone Wars 2D animated series ones.
No. It's like the Samurai Jack episode when there's like those hunter killer robots. And they start dropping in pods, literally. And then Jack's like long shots just looking at them. Fucking sick. The action sequences in Iron Man 2 are pretty top tier.
Yeah.
And I think people need to put respect on that movie.
I think people need to put some respect on Iron Man 3. I think it's got more to offer than people give it credit for.
I'll concede that point, but I think I'm sorry, but the marketing for that film was completely fucked.
They did make it look so cool.
The marketing for that movie was insanely cool.
Okay, but you get Iron Man 3, Thor 2, which is probably often cited as the worst MCU movie. Which
have they not seen Thor 4 or Captain Marvel or Black Panther 1?
Well, before until those, that was seen as one of the worst ones. No Hulk 2. What else do you get in Phase 2? Oh, Winter Soldier.
I think people need to put respect on Incredible Hulk as well.
Wait, Winter Soldier? No, that's post...
That's post Avengers.
No, yeah, okay, yeah. Is that it? No, that can't be it.
What is that? So I think...
Iron Man, Thor 2, Captain America 2.
Ooh.
Who else is in Avengers 2?
There's no... Avengers 2 is the introduction of
Vision,
Wanda, and no, he's introduced in Civil War. That's after.
What else was in Phase 2? I know Guardians wasn't.
Nigga, it might have been.
No, wait, yeah, Guardians is in 2014.
I thought it was 15.
The first Guardians.
You're right. Did Captain America and Guardians come out the same year then?
I think so. So.
Because I know that one's 2014. It has to be.
Yeah, and I know Avengers 2 is 2015.
What came out in 2013? That was Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 came out. It was the first follow-up.
I saw that on the last day.
There might have been another one in 2013. Was it Thor 2? It was only 4 movies?
Man, it might have been.
Because you've only got 2013, 2014, and then
2015 is Ant-Man. Or is that 16?
No, yeah, that was the same year. Well, I know Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man was the follow-up to Avengers 2.
Oh, yeah. That might be the decline. That is the decline.
That's when because Avengers 2 was kind of shaky too, and that had some
in
reshoots.
Retrospect, I think it's okay.
No, yeah, it's not. I never thought it was bad, but I did think it was a step down.
Yeah, me too.
From Avengers 1.
Yeah, it's a 7 for me.
Yeah.
6.5.
Yeah. Avengers 1 is like...
But I didn't hate it for the reason
8.8. Avengers 1 is good, man.
Avengers 1 is a 9.
It still slaps.
You need to put that respect on there.
I think I do. I think if I rewatch it, I'll be like, this is a 9.5, dude.
It's a 9.
But yeah, but like it's so tight.
I saw it 3 times in theaters.
And Iron Man, like, he basically has the hero's journey. He ascends into the heavens, falls back down, reborn.
Heroic self-sacrifice.
Yeah, like it's incredible. The visuals too, the demons that attack.
Oh man,
the snake.
And see, that's why Iron Man 3 to me is such a disappointment, because I'm like, there is so much story to tell after that.
Oh, well, how would you have followed up? Okay, he survives. He saves New York. What is the story that you tell after that?
The one that was shown in the trailers.
A personal threat. It's not about saving the world. It's, can he protect his family? Yeah, that's what you should have brought it back home. Yeah,
I think so. And who is he without the suit? Is he still
Iron? That was in there though.
Yes, it was, but it was gay.
They literally take the suit away from him, and he has to put.
I agree. It was in there, but it was gay.
Well, how would you make that better? I mean,
Less
they literally
gay.
do. They literally do exactly
First off,
what you're
I would
talking
get
about.
rid of the kid.
Okay, I would agree with you, but he actually is pretty funny,
He's funny.
and he needs a sidekick to talk to.
He does. Okay, yeah, he does. He does need that last action hero trope where he basically says like, "I'll teach you how to be vulnerable, and you'll teach me how to be brave."
Would you have made it Rhodey? Like it should have been a Rhodey and Iron Man.
I think Rhodey should have fucking died.
A Tony and Rhodey story.
No, that'd be gay as fuck too.
Like a buddy cop story.
Well, shit. If Shane Black's doing it, then yeah.
I mean, because it kind
If
of
Shane Black is gonna do it, then yeah.
it is that at the end, which is why I like when they link back up and they're like they just have guns and stuff.
You're asking me if I want a Shane
It's
Black
awesome.
buddy cop movie? Yes, please.
That would have been cool.
Sorry,
but then how do you do the story of PTSD and no Iron Man suit?
you probably have Rhodey doing more of the stuff that Iron Man's supposed to do, which he kind of does. Like he's out here investigating extremists. Oh yeah, and change that fucking dude. What's that guy's name? The extremist guy?
Oh yeah,
He sucks.
the Mandarin.
Yeah, he blows.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you there. That feels like a studio thing.
What does Marvel have a fetish for like getting these really cool and near and dear villains and just like raping them to the ground?
Okay, so Phase 3 is
Because
Ant-Man,
yeah,
Guardians 2, Iron Man 4,
Civil War.
Civil War, Black Panther.
What came out in 2017? Doctor Strange,
Doctor Strange 1.
and then Love and Thunder.
No, that's after Infinity War. I'm talking about
That's
Phase.
before.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
Love
Love and Thunder is right before Infinity War.
No,
yeah.
is it Love and Thunder? No, it's not.
No,
Love and
no,
Thunder.
no, no.
Thor 3, Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Thor.
Planet Hulk.
But that's the yeah. So how many movies? So wait, Infinity War is 2018.
It's there was there 3 movies in 2018? Black Panther, then Ragnarok, and then in the summer.
Or no, I think it came out in December or November.
No.
Infinity War.
No, it came out in the summer, bro.
Did it? I guess it did have 3.
Yeah.
But did Black Panther come out after Infinity War?
No, it came out before.
Yeah, it did.
I don't think so.
So maybe there was 2. I
'Cause
mean 3.
Yeah, because I remember.
Because Black Panther was in 2017, I don't think.
No.
That's incredible.
If true.
Yes. So what was 2017 then?
Doctor Strange.
Just Doctor Strange and so 2016 was
Ant-Man.
no, Ant-Man was 2015.
So what's 2016?
Maybe Guardians 2.
2016 is Civil War.
Okay, and then maybe Guardians 2 was 2017
Yes.
or somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. So how many movies was Phase 3? Ant-Man, Guardians, Civil War, Black Panther, Thor 3. That's 5 over 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
And then I guess Infinity War.
6.
Yeah, so that's where things started to get shaky. Is Phase 3, like post Avengers 2. But no, a lot of those movies were solid though. Civil War, Guardians 2, Black Panther was. Doctor Strange was pretty solid. I think Black Panther is where it gets kind of a little shaky. Yeah, that's where the CGI starts to crack up. I mean,
it started cracking up in Civil War, bro.
And then
Thor. I thought it was getting kind of shitty in Civil War.
Well, Thor 3 also has a lot of like mid stuff in there too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I think it's but still, that's a lot of good movies in there. We had a good run. Now, after Infinity War, it was all downhill from there. Captain Marvel, Endgame, Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man 2. I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. When did that one come out? That was probably 2017.
I thought it was like 2019.
No, it was pre-Infinity War. Ant-Man 2.
You're right. It sucked.
It was not very good.
And
actually, that one might have come out in between Ant-Man 2, because that sets up Scott being in the
quantum realm.
In the quantum realm for Endgame.
It's a miss for me, dog.
Yeah, but that's where it all went downhill from there.
That was a miss for me, dog.
Dude, do you think even like I want to believe that even though we've had the MCU that a DCU can still rise from the ashes.
The DCEU needs to rise.
I'm not saying it will, but I'm just saying I want to believe that the potential exists.
Only if they follow what I want.
Okay.
Which is not Marvel. Stop trying to compete with Marvel. Repeat after me, everybody in the chat. Stop trying to compete with Marvel. Solo films are goats. Okay. All right, stop.
All right, stop. I agree. No, but honestly, I don't know because look at the statistics. Okay, what are the best functioning films in the DCU? Okay, Ant-Man, Shazam, the Joker, and the Batman. Okay, all of them are self-contained solo films. Okay, Aquaman is the best performing.
I thought it was Joker. I mean, overall profit.
Yeah. But but you're not gonna. Joker is not a formula like that you can repeat. That's a specific character.
But Aquaman and Shazam unfortunately are.
That honestly, nobody had any idea that was going to be $1 billion movie. Like the fact that
it had everything going against it.
That you could take a comic book villain, like arguably the most popular comic book villain.
It's rated R.
Put him in a rated R non-blockbuster like character drama, and that movie's going to make $1 billion. Like nobody could have predicted that. That is not a formula for success.
I thought it would make like 200 to 400 million at the most.
I do not want to.
Which would have been successful. 400 mil?
Yes,
that would have been profitable.
On a $50 million budget, that would have been insane. If it had made
250, it would have been great.
Yeah, 250 would have been like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. Like people would have still been praising it for being hugely successful.
But it made $1 billion fucking dollars. Mario movie made $1 billion fucking dollars.
That is absolutely insane.
To all the critics out there, to all the woke journalists.
Mario, I could have told you that. I could have told you.
I think I wouldn't have been surprised, but I didn't expect it to.
I wouldn't have predicted it, but I could have told you like, yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, like it's within the realm of possibility. You know, it's like there's only 11 animated films that have made like $1 billion. Probably most of them Pixar.
Wow.
Yeah, only 11. I looked it up this morning. It's kind of insane.
But Mario, and people are saying like, oh, video game movies are going to be the next wave. Okay, I want you to think about this. Avengers 1 sparked the cinematic universe frenzy of every studio looking for any kind of a team that they could make solo movies out of.
Man.
They tried to do it with Robin Hood. They tried to do it
That's in Nintendo's wheelhouse, though. Make a Smash Brothers Brawl movie?
Yes. Everyone's predicting. But what I'm saying is that people are also predicting. I think people are over-predicting that, like, studios... Like, I do think that studios are going to try and find video game properties that they can adapt, but they're not going to... It's going to be the same as the MCU copycats out there, where we're going to get a bunch of failed video game movies.
You know, if they made like...
Some of them might be good
I want
fail.
An animated cinematic universe with Nintendo characters.
That's exactly what they're talking about now.
But like a Sonic movie, an actual Pokemon movie.
Is Sonic's not Nintendo though, right?
They could do it. They could do a deal like Sony.
Smash Bros characters, right? That's who you can get.
Yeah, like Zelda. Oh, man.
Now, Zelda, I think, has potential to be a huge success as well. Not as big as Mario, I don't think. Because I don't know if it has...
I think it'll be pretty fucking close,
I don't think it has as mass appeal, but it does have a history of generational fans.
Dude,
it's got multi-generational
the
fans.
games have been out for almost 40 fucking years.
That's what I'm saying. It's got multi-generational fans, but I don't know if it ever hit the... If it was as widespread as the Mario fandom. I think it's got potential for $1 billion, but I wouldn't predict it either.
I'm calling it now. Legend of Zelda, $750 million box office.
Yes, I think it's got 700 plus potential for easily.
And if it doesn't, if it I will be
good.
Thoroughly surprised.
But then again, what tone do you go? Because I don't think you go Pixar, Illuminati. Illumination, Minion style.
You want to hear? This is going to be kind of a. You go How to Train Your Dragon.
But those aren't. But are those hugely successful?
They made 3 of them.
Okay.
They made money.
So but I don't think those are like on the $1 billion list, right?
I don't think so, but I know they made enough to warrant 2 sequels.
Okay, so there you go. Because I think it has that. It has that potential.
But I think it should go. From my understanding of those films,
if it starts
off
good.
it starts off kind of like a typical heroic journey type of film, but progresses into a more, I would say, dark tone. And a little more grappling with the mortality.
Yeah,
it gets a bit dark. Doesn't Huck get, what's his name?
It brings in,
what's his name? Hiccup.
Hiccup. Yeah.
Doesn't he get older in those films? Like, doesn't he like eventually grow a beard?
Yes, and he turns into looking more like his parents, who are in the first.
That's actually kind of. I need to watch those. That actually looks kind of interesting.
No, it's cool. Yeah, the sequel was pretty dark. It's about like he finds his mom, his long lost mom in the sequel. And yeah, it's always about it's very Avatar actually. It's because it's kind of like, oh, we're protecting our home, we got to defend, blah blah blah,
And like, and I think Zelda, if you did like a trilogy of Legend of Zelda films, you can eventually have her transform into Shulk, one of her alter egos. She's like a badass crime fighting ninja woman.
Zelda?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, they would keep it.
They did it with Peach. They made her boss bitch. And I think it makes more sense for Zelda.
But that's canonical because she's a queen.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also canonical for Zelda, too.
I think if they adapt, like, the Breath of the Wild style, like that version of Hyrule and stuff, but I think they should probably get a writer. They need to get an awesome writer that can kind of pick and choose and kind of take kind of the best elements of different games.
Eras.
And kind of combine that into, like, a cohesive
I think they should do, like,
cinematic.
the Wind Waker...
People say Ocarina of Time has like the best story of any of the games.
I don't know. I actually haven't played that one. Actually, I haven't played most of them, to be honest, but I do know some of the lore.
Yeah, I've only played Breath of the Wild.
There's huge disparities in aesthetic.
Yes, I don't think the Japanese really care about like hard canon and shit.
Look. Yeah, but because they're kind of all basically soft reboots of
kind of their own little universes.
Yeah, which I mean, shit, I'm here for it, dude. But how long are we going for, dude?
Yeah, I'm down. No, I think we're good. Yeah. Okay, we're at 1:18 plus however long we started before the batteries died. So.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, so we're probably at an hour and a half.
So.
All right, boys. We did it again. Oh, what did you want to say?
I just want to say
that if my manifesto has not been taken seriously, watch out for the children with scars on their chests. They will be the first to go.
But I'm kidding. I don't actually mean that. I'm just letting you know that's how a sociopath would act who's a right-wing nut. Mm-hmm. Just beware of those kinds of people who go,
I'm going to murder Kamala Harris in her home.
Beware of those characters. They're insane, dude.
Yes.
Don't mess with those people.
And I just want to say, if you really don't like the art that's being made out there, you've got to make your own. And I know we've been complaining, but we are working on our own shit. So we're not just haters, okay? We're lovers also.
We're haters of the things that would destroy the things we love.
Ryan Johnson. That bastard.
That motherfucker, dude.
Oh, fucking.
Someone rid me of this priest.
You better keep your doors locked.
Someone rid me of this scoundrel of sci-fi. Someone rid me of this perverted bastard who dare desecrate the holy writings of what's his name? Lucas.
Ryan Johnson. We're coming for you. All right.
In Minecraft.
In a video game. All right, boys. That's it. We're out. Oh.